Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Grounded and Gus having a conversation with y'all about greatest trick. Okay, so we gotta try to be quiet. I might have to come back later because my grandbaby is sleeping, so it can't be too loud. No, I don't want those in my ear. I just like to get some headphones. You put that no Bluetooth in your ear, it makes that in your brain. You don't need to. Okay, so initially we was talking about my ancestors. When I woke up this morning, we was going over what the ancestors was telling me in my head, and it was mostly trying to talk to me about the bank. Um, so they kept telling me. So I'm trying to figure out how to fight this appeal in the proper way. And me and Augustus was talking about the banking system last night. So that was good because when I was asleep, they was talking to me about it. And we were trying to figure out how do we connect the welfare department as a bank, right? Babe? As a bank. Um, and I couldn't figure out a way to make that work in this world, even though I understood what my ancestors were saying to me. So we was trying to figure out like how to break this down in words to fight a claim. And then we was sitting here thinking about how that they did this to the white people. And I was like, damn, they did this shit to the white people. I don't know if they meant to do that, but they did. So while they have y'all, us, we, them fighting back and forth because of bullshit, they fucked up. They fuck with their gold, their money, their legacy. So how can't you talk? You can't talk.
I don't know if you can you hear?
Oh my god,
What?
just talk.
No, I'm just saying you was trying to make it make sense. You started with how can the how can food stamps let's say that right? How can food stamps be real money? It's not real money, right? And then you said, okay, well, if it's money, it had to come from a bank. So
Right.
then what bank does it come from? That's the question you asked. And then the next question is if if you can find that bank that the food stamps come from, the source, then you could
But it's J.P. Morgan,
then you could ask questions about that. But if the source is
a bank.
JP
J.P.
Morgan,
Morgan is a bank, and
which is
everybody
a
knows
bank,
who gets the assistance. Their money is coming from J.P. Morgan, Chase Bank, right? So, so then,
so then the question was, how do you correlate these things? And um, the, what you were saying was going to the root, which is the root. If you want to find out more, go to the root. And the root is when these bureaus and agencies were created, right? And then you said, all right, it was created back in the early 30s. So what happened in the early 30s? And then that's how you was walking back in time, that root of, oh, there used to be gold. There used to be a physical thing that told you how much wealth you had, but then they got switched off, traded out for paper. And then you said, well, who did they do that
The white people. So I was getting really deep in thought, and I'm like, oh well, they did this to y'all too. They did it to us on a scale that's horrible, but what they did to y'all is worse because y'all thought y'all was winning, and y'all been losing even more than us because you are doing that middle class run. You are going to work, getting these careers, going to colleges, getting your degrees, and your 1.5 babies. Y'all are doing it, and they played y'all. Y'all mortgage, they ain't do this to the black people mortgages. They got y'all in this shit. Y'all mortgages is y'all paying y'all mortgages all. Y'all death pledging with these mortgages. And I just want to know if y'all know that morgue mean dead. So that's one thing I really want to make clear to the white people. Like, when you think we are being victimized, just turn around and look at yourself. Think about it. Like, oh my God, you hear that dog every day. Oh my God. So when y'all, let me put this up. So when y'all signing these contracts for your mortgages and your cars and your college degrees, you don't know this information either. So like because I am a colored folk and I have a community of colored folk, we communicate about this thing. But y'all don't even know that there's a question to ask on, damn, is this happening to me too? Unless somebody go out in the public in the cameras on every channel and say me too. Then y'all want to trend and follow. But I want y'all to really think about your life right now, your legacy, what you're leaving your kids. Y'all go to probate court and all these weird things like um you letting them eat off of you, even at your death. Why the fuck do your family have a death tax to pay on? You don't think about that. You know when somebody died and they can't get their estate funding, the family can't get the funding unless they pay the taxes off, the death tax. Where does that come from? And why is it that you think that you are doing something great because you're going to a company for 30 years of your life and you're getting a nice little pension? Your pension after 30 years, my love, is not going to be sufficient to inflation. So if you're in a year where you thinking my pension is going to be 4 grand a month, that seems valuable to you until you get to that 30th year and that 4 grand is now worth 400. But y'all not thinking about it. It would appear by the way that they present things that y'all winning, but you even more of a slave than us because, like you like to say, we lazy, we don't like to work and stuff. So we're not giving nobody 30 years of our life to get back $400. But y'all are. You are what we consider to be a very good slave, a great earner, a great worker. Just think of all the things, the thoughts, the energies that you have about other cultures and other races, and turn that shit back on you. Remember that movie A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson when Matthew McConaughey stood up in front of the jury and he said, "Think about this horrible thing that could have happened. Think about it. Feel how that baby felt when she was brutalized and raped. Feel it. Keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to think if that was a white baby that happened to, and they all said, "Oh, oh." Yeah, that's the reaction I'm trying to pull out of y'all. Think about it, and you're white. How many of you white? I looked up the statistics for food stamps. I had did it in my college days in 2020, 20. When was we in college? 2010, 20 something, 2015. I don't know. Whenever we was in college, I I had to do the statistics then. It was 38% white people on public assistance and like 20% black people, and then the statistics kept going, whatever. So I recently looked up them again, and they said now it's 47% Caucasian Americans on public assistance and 27% African Americans on public assistance. So that means they're getting y'all a little bit more. They're getting y'all. So you might want to just go inside. Like if they can't talk to themselves, they don't have that voice in their head. Who's telling them this? Because my ancestors are talking to me. So what? Talk.
I don't know if it's but
Well, I need to understand what I'm saying. So tell me.
if you can't if
Oh,
you can't
well,
hear,
that's what they do anyway. Right.
but if you need to find
Right. My
yourself,
husband said, so
if
if
you
you
can't,
can't
you
hear
have no
you,
inner voice. If you are if you are a person that your outside appearance, you would call European. That's what your outside appearance is, and you don't have a mild inner monologue at all. Like you can't hear yourself talking on the inside.
you can't read to yourself.
You can't hear, or you don't dream, you don't see. Then you need to find yourself an opposite of you. Find yourself who, if your hair is straight, you find somebody who has hair that won't straighten it off.
Hmm.
If your skin is very fair, you find yourself with very deep dark skin. You find your opposite,
And then you follow
and
him.
you follow. And I don't give a shit what no one tells you, what no one says, or the distraction. Uh, don't be distracted by the distraction.
Don't let the distractions distract you. So, I'm just trying to figure out how y'all work if y'all don't have an inner thought. So, is it like a robot? Wouldn't you need to be reprogrammed then? Oh shit. I don't look. Okay, how about this? If y'all who can't can't hear yourself read to yourself, um, just don't worry about it. This whole message, don't worry about it. If it works for you and you can follow, that's great. But for the ones who can think inside, I want you to attach yourself to knowledge. Now, all you got to do is start looking up uniform commercial codes and United States codes and the titles of this country. You want to read the acts, Sestacade by Act of 1666, the Bill of Exchange Act, and then the what's the other one? It's so many acts. So you just start looking up acts, X, ACT, and
You want to know why they ran that,
you want to know why the acts were enacted
and what was the
and what was the repercussions of it.
basic
So
history
that
that you
just
need to learn.
start there.
You need to learn your own history. You need to learn if you were. If I woke up tomorrow and I was a European, I would want to know. I would want to know where I am and how I got there. Very simple. Where am I and how I got there? If I woke up tomorrow a European, I could wake up in Hong Kong. I would want to know where I'm at, how I got there. When I say how I got there, it's how my bloodline got there. That's what I would want to know. Because in that is your story.
Yeah, everything's in the blood. I told y'all don't need a time machine to go back and travel and all that. You just tap into your Akashic record. Everybody has records. Um, CERN and whatever those other corporations are that's trying to make a hole into the spirit world. Um, yo, that shit's so funny. I just lost my train of thought. The Akashic records are in all of us. So sorry about that. So if you go internally, oh yeah, I was saying a time machine. Oh, okay, that's all right. All right. If you turn a time, if you go into a time machine, you can retrace your steps and shit. But you don't need to do that. I told y'all, there's so many ways that you can achieve this goal through breath work, through meditation, through walking outside, laying next to a tree and connecting your hair like it's a plug. I told y'all, oh, I mean, my God, it's so many ways. Plant medicine, rocks. If you can connect with crystals, a lot of white people call crystals rocks. So I'm trying to talk to y'all. If you can connect with one of them, they'll start leaving you messages. Yeah, yeah. Once you learn your actual DNA coding, you'll know where to go to. It's the fingerprint that you're leaving for yourself all over the planet, all over the universe, no matter where you go, whether you're in this world or another world. Like the multiverse on that your little thing y'all watch, Marvels, whatever. Um, yeah. So I remember Flurburn had went to Brazil and she ate a piece of fruit and remembered the fruit. And while she was eating this fruit that she was remembering, she was walking down a road that she knew where she was going, and she had never been there before. So, but her DNA knows it. So, my DNA remembers the mounds that's here in Colorado that nobody know is a mound. I know where to go to on a mountain to get into a certain spot. How would I know that? Y'all know my scary ass, scared of heights, ain't climbing up no damn mountaintop. So how would I know what's there? It's just cell memory. Your cell memory is your library of the Akashic record. They're trying to make they're trying to find the Akashic records or whatever. But it's nothing to go find. It is the people. The Akashic record is the people. It's the blood that's inside of them. And you can't be here without blood running through your veins. So that is the Akashic records. It's not something you go outside of yourself to look at, read, see, or get. Now, when you see these movies, these sci-fi movies, fantasies, and these movies with these great stories that seems outrageous, those are just cell memories that somebody told somebody or they remembered. Whoever these writers are writing the shit, they remember. Not all of them was like that guy who did the Stand guy who took the mushrooms and seen the predator. But yeah, it can happen like that too. That's the whole point. You can awaken yourself by any means necessary. Anything can awaken you. So I'm encouraging the white people to start reading, making time to read these acts and these bills of exchange and these US codes and the UCCs. Like it's things that y'all can be doing. Okay, so say you know how you had the overseers, but then you had the plantation owners. Like they tell y'all to your face, you still are not here, even though you one of us. You're not at that level that we're at. And you never figure out how to get there, ever. You never figure out because you can't read or you're not reading shit that you're supposed to be reading. So you following along and accepting that vice president position. Or you just cool with being above other races of people that you deem to be beneath you. But you not even over top of you and your you situation. So this shit go deep. It go deep. It go hard. And the one thing I do know about this world that I'm currently residing in, when a white being gets information that will benefit them, they will run with it. Unlike melanated people who will hear information 10, 20, 100 years later, you're like, oh yeah, somebody did say something that to me back in the 1920s. You know, anyway, I'm here for truth and justice in my life. And if an injustice has been done, it really doesn't matter who it's to. I am going to be there to squash that shit. So, dear white people, link up, link up with each other. You take 100 pages, your friend take 100 pages, and y'all work together. I know they will listen to me. So, work it out. Like learn these laws and learn what happened and where we are now and what's the truth about the civil war we had. What was the real truth? Was it really about freeing slaves or was it commercial? When the slaves were freed and the people in power said, "Don't worry about your slaves. We're gonna give you crime." Yeah, see, I'm not here for no fucking games. I'm gonna make y'all pay attention. Don't worry about losing your slaves. We're gonna give you crime. The only people that get caught up in crime is who? The previous slaves and the overseers. The overseers are now who's currently locked up in prison, not the plantation owners or their kin. Think about it like I'm saying it. That shit was brilliant. Did you see how I did that? Nigga, I be impressed by myself. I don't need y'all to be impressed by me. That was thorough. The overseers and the niggers is in jail. That's your crime. You ain't losing nothing, my nigga. Damn. I'm nice with it. So go ahead and be good workers, engines, and followers, whatever y'all do when y'all, what y'all is. And remember what I said. This shit is happening to y'all. And in an even more egregious way because you are actually working their process. Whereas though we be like, man, fuck you, I quit. How many of us do that shit on a regular basis? We don't stay in them jobs. We don't give them our whole life like that. Some of us do, the kitchen ones. They do. But just consider what you're doing. Your pension might not be what you think it is when the inflation hit. So I'm telling you to look up United States Code 188, right? US Code 188 is going to tell you how the United States government is responsible for all the debt of the people. So that'll be one place to start for y'all. The next place to start would be um, look up frauds and swindlers, Uniform Commercial Code, Cornell Law. Then I want y'all to look up the powers and duties of banks. All y'all got to do is type this into Google. Now I'm giving y'all leads, so pay attention. The next one would be powers and duties of banks. What's the other one that was outrageous? Financial institutions. That's number one. Y'all need to look that up immediately. Look up the definition of financial institution on Cornell Law because you are not who you think you are. Look up the powers and duties of banks. Did I say that already? Oh, sorry. um, what is a financial institution? The powers and duties of banks. Uh, it's so many. It's so many mic drops in the fucking USC's. Like Just fucking read. When y'all start understanding that the judges that's giving y'all sentences and making y'all pay fees don't have the authority to do it, you're gonna fucking shit your pants. When you find out that the only real judges in this country is the Supreme Court judges, the judges who have a sworn oath of duty, oath of office. What is it? Say it louder, please. To the Constitution. Um, these minor little baby judges don't have authority over you. Any municipal court judge is a supervisor. I keep telling y'all, it's like the crew member that got the position of manager now at McDonald's. Okay, that's all your municipal judges is, your circuit court judges, your county court judges. If you go to a court and they don't have the option for a jury, get the fuck out of there. That's not no judge. That's not no court system. And y'all start learning how to file paperwork in court. You're not supposed to be spending your body in jail to pay a debt. That's why they say you can get 5 years in prison or $1 million fine. Nigga, it's right in your face. You have the choice. 5 years in prison or $1 million fine. Everything is commercial. All crimes are commercial and can be dealt with tax forms. That's enough free information. We got a class coming up on January 21st. It's called First Contact. We're going to teach y'all how to get out of every debt you have easily without going through all of these processes where y'all got to communicate with the company back and forth for 2 months for something to work. We're not doing all of that. I do not appreciate going a long way of doing anything. I like quick information, quick results, and quick sex. That's just me. So if y'all not interested in quickies, don't come to my class. My class is $500 for 2 hours. You will see live footage of all this shit we talking about. Um, conversations with people that y'all don't need to be hearing about. So hit us up.